We are so back. Battlefield 6 beta is live, and you already know, we're blowing stuff up. Tanks are rolling, explosions are happening, and I had to test out the best ways to shred heavy armor. Let's break it down from worst to best. Getting right to it. Going from first to worst, we've got the explosive grenade launcher on the assault class. This thing barely scratches heavy armor. But with the beta not having a lot of anti-tank options, it could definitely help when your teammates are also damaging the tank. Next, we have the motion sensor mine. Now don't get me wrong, this thing does a ton of damage, and it's only lower on the list because of how you have to use it. I believe it actually does more than a single C4 charge. You set it down and you wait for a vehicle to drive into its proximity, and once it's activated, it fires a couple of top-down shells. You can use it aggressively, but it really shines as a set it and forget it gadget. It's kind of perfect if you play a little slower and aren't constantly pushing the action. In second, we have C4. Probably the funnest gadget to blow up tanks with. It's a high-risk, high-reward gadget. But the satisfaction of blowing up armor with C4 is peak Battlefield. C4 has a pretty consistent damage profile, so no matter where you place it, it'll do the same amount of damage. Even if you place it on the ground and detonate it under the vehicle, it hits just as hard as sticking it directly to the tank. Plus, C4 has splash damage, so it'll still do a little something even if it's not a direct hit. Based on my damage test, you'll usually need all 4 charges in your kit to destroy a tank at full health. But if the tank's already damaged, 3 will normally finish the job. And last but not least, we've got the RPG launcher. Still the king of tank destroying in Battlefield. 3 rockets can usually take out the lighter armored infantry fighting vehicles, while 4 rockets can usually drop a full health battle tank. One thing to note, especially for new players, is that heavy armored vehicles have different damage profiles, depending on where you hit them. The front, the size of the vehicle, the back, and the turret all have different damage profiles. The front is usually the worst place to shoot your RPG. Tanks have the most armor there and take less damage. Next, the turret, which is slightly more armored than the rest of the tank, but not as tough as the front. The sides are usually your best bet for consistently destroying a tank without having to expose yourself too much. 2 RPG hits to the side of an IFV can normally take it out, and 3 to the side of a battle tank usually gets the job done. The rear of a tank is its weak spot. One well-placed RPG to the back of a tank can drop a tank to less than 30% of its health. Now, something else to keep in mind is I'm pretty sure they brought back angular damage to Battlefield. Basically, how this works is the greater the angle that your rocket or shell hits, the less damage it does. So say you hit the rear of a tank at 45 degrees, you'll do less damage than if you were to hit it straight on. This is pretty significant because in older Battlefield games, there was a technique where players would fight tank battles at 45-degree angles. Rockets and shells would glance off your armor, letting you take less incoming damage. I was getting pretty deep into testing damage numbers, but honestly, it's probably best to wait until the full release to start crunching more numbers. Last time I did a beta testing in Battlefield 2042, they changed a bunch of damage profiles from the beta to the release. But if you're like me and you enjoy geeking out on damage tests, vehicle stats, and ammo types, stick around because that'll probably be the next video I'm dropping. Anyway, hope you found this useful. If you did, you know what to do. See you guys on the battlefield.